Welcome to part 2 of the Patrick Henry Deal Series. I'm Steve Chapman. Today I'm going to show you how I managed to find, negotiate, and acquire this awesome property that I flipped in Arlington, Virginia. I'll share with you my thought process on strategy and acquiring the house. If you ever wondered how investors find deals, this is the video for you. So I got this lead from a referral from a realtor. He had a seller that wasn't fit for a traditional sale. The seller had been in the house for over 40 years. This seller was realistic with the condition of his home, but also very fair-minded. So in those cases, if I establish good rapport with the agent and the seller, I know that it's a deal. So the seller's story was, he was looking for a new home to downsize to. He didn't want to be rushed, and because he was downsizing, he didn't want to worry about all the extra stuff he accumulated. He was planning to leave a bunch of stuff behind. The seller had owned the home since the 70s, and while they did expand the home over time, it was still in need of some major updates everywhere. Getting to know the seller is one of my favorite parts of the biz. I often play an important role in their life for either a reason or a season, and I cherish and I appreciate that. I care about them and I want to help them whether they sell to me or not. Sometimes you need to reach out to them and ask them questions about warranty work on the AC. Sometimes they like to stay involved and they want to see how the house progressed or finished. I always want to make them proud of what I do. This seller is a retired Army colonel, and when I first met him, he was sitting in a recliner in the living room with a sweatshirt that said, "Let's go Brandon." And if you know anything about Arlington, Virginia, there's about 5 Republicans in the entire county. This home was not on the MLS. So the seller had a small HELOC, so we needed to get a payoff for that. There's no HOA here. I got the contract signed, got the seller's ideal closing date, and sent it to the title company. I allowed the seller to have a free rent back after settlement just to make moving logistics easier and less stressful for him. It cost me $7,000 in holding, but I factored that in, and it also helped me get the deal. A rent back allows the seller to stay in the home after settlement. Generally, it's for a short period of time, like a month or two. It puts cash in the seller's pocket immediately. It gives the seller longer time to throw stuff away and find a new home without stress and needless aggravation. Many times it's the terms that get the deal. Rent backs allow me to give a seller better, more flexible terms. Sometimes I charge a fair market rent for the rent back. I don't like vacant houses, so if I know I won't have contractors in the home for a month or so, and I didn't give any other concessions, then I will give a free rent back. The generosity goes a long way to get the deal, and it's much less stress for the seller. At settlement, I will hold $5,000 deposit from their proceeds. I'm not concerned really about damage because we're going to be fixing the house anyways. So I met with this seller in February 2022. We settled in late April. I agreed to rent back until early June. Market was softening and interest rates started ticking up in June. This was my first $1 million house. It's a different clientele with a different mindset. The seller even encouraged me along, saying if you could afford a $1 million house, you don't care about the rate because you'll always refinance when the rates go down. I think in the end he's right, but I still ended up giving the buyer $20,000 to buy down their rate. When I made my offer in February, I thought good times and low rates and high prices would last forever. I started in June, the market had already softened and the rates had started ticking up. I purchased the house for $724,700 and I thought I could sell for maybe $1.2 million. As much as I love this house and under different circumstances, I would have lived in it, but I always planned to flip it. Thanks for watching. On episode 3, we'll be talking about exit strategy, financing, and running the numbers. One of the most important episodes to watch. If you want to see more about how this house progressed, how I cashed in, please like and share this video and give me a follow. If you ever have any questions about real estate or maybe a deal that you're working on, please write or send me a DM. Thanks again for watching.